In the last video, I was talking about having a strong mind and the determination to get you to the finish, 85 miles. Obviously, if that's your goal, 85 miles, that's fair enough. But I appreciate not everyone necessarily wants to go the full distance, but the same principle applies. You have to determine how far you actually want to go. And with that in mind, I know some people might think it's perhaps a little bit far-fetched to think you could go from zero, effectively 0 miles, to 85 miles in the 24 hours. But I think you'll see from the last video I mentioned the fact that I'd done 0 to 61.5 miles with absolutely no training, no indication of what was really required to do it in terms of being physically trained or to have understood anything around nutrition, and that's such an important element. So yeah, you can go, I know from my experience, 0 to 61 miles with just your mindset, just strength of mind. So can you go 0 to 85 miles? I think one of the things you have to be careful of is that if you're around people that literally cannot comprehend being able to do such a thing, you might find, if it's your family, friends, or acquaintances, if you mention that you're going to do something like this, it might just be too much for them to comprehend. And inadvertently, they may make comments that perhaps will dissuade you or make you think that, no, you can't do it. Don't be silly. To be honest, I used to get that quite a lot. Russell, don't be silly. If I came up with any ideas, or like in this case, doing the parish, yeah, don't be silly. You can't do it. Well, why can't you do it? In my case, after I'd done that first attempt, and as I mentioned in the previous video, when I stopped at Naysayers, I was completely wrecked. My body it just wasn't going any further. And subsequent to that, my mother had said to me, well, you don't need to do it again. That was good enough. Well, for me, it actually lit a spark in me for some reason. Perhaps it was the mere fact that it was difficult and it wasn't easy, and that the challenge was the whole point. But it did light that spark, and it was with that in mind that I determined the following year I would do the whole walk. I would complete it, do the whole 85 miles in the 24 hours. But like my mother had said, well, you don't need to do that. Correct, I don't need to do it, but I did it. The same thing applied the following year. After I'd finished for the first time, and I think I did it just under 22 hours in 2012, a similar reaction when I said that I was going to do it the next year, 2013. Well, why do you need to do that? You've already done it once. So what I'm saying is, this is the type of thing that you can get from well-meaning people, whether it's family or friends. They can be somewhat negative, and if you're not careful, if you listen to these other people who don't have a similar outlook as yourselves, that you might end up being dissuaded from seeing through perhaps what is a dream for you. It's like, I know not everyone wants to do the parish, not everyone wants to do 85 miles. and just to be part and parcel of doing the walk on the day is a big thing. So I do appreciate that. But if you're one of the ones that wants to do the best for yourself, challenge yourself, and not just see it as a day out, and you really do want to approach it seriously, to go as far as you can, whatever that might be, then you do have to have that determination to do it, and not to listen to other people who don't want to do it themselves, and whether they're well-meaning or otherwise, don't listen to them. Listen to yourself. So that's really the gist for today's little video. Yeah, just be careful who you share your dreams and aspirations with. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.